What is going on, LEGO investors? So today we're going to talk about a new set that is out that I absolutely do not like. I do not understand why LEGO keeps producing these kinds of sets. They just do not do well, although there have been a few sets that have done well. But the general consensus is people do not like these sets. Now for kids they might be awesome, but for me these aren't really LEGO sets. They're just kind of unique, and I see what LEGO is trying to do. They're trying to create a second market in their LEGO world. And from what I've seen, just they do not sell. Maybe online they might sell, but in stores, these sets are always massively in stock. And it takes a massive clearance to clear them out, at least in the stores around me. So I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this set. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you invest in these kinds of sets, or are you the same way like me? Like, why do they keep making them if they aren't selling? Are they earning just insane profits? Or are we missing something? But let's dive into it. This set is the Green Goblin construction figure. So like I said before, I just do not get why LEGO keeps making these buildable figures. They're not really LEGO sets to me. And if I was a kid, I would want a solid type toy figure like this compared to a LEGO set figure. I'd rather have just a LEGO set, a traditional LEGO set, compared to the figure styles like these. But the Green Goblin is a unique and pretty cool character, but I do not think that is enough for this set to sell really well. Marvel sets and really Spider-Man sets just do not do well. Obviously, there's a few exceptions. There's always going to be that one set that just goes berserk, but generally, Marvel sets are terrible, terrible investments. And I want to say almost all of the construction type figures or buildable figures that they have like this, they are just very odd looking. There have been a few that look absolutely amazing, but generally they just look funny. And personal wise, I would never buy these, and investing, there's no way. But let's take a look at some Green Goblin sets to see if, we can see maybe is there something that we're missing and will this set do awesome? The minifigures, they've done okay. I'm surprised that they've hit $10. This one we've got $19, $8, $5. This one, $51, absolutely crazy. And then this Green Goblin, $60. So as always, there's always those one-offs that do really, really well. And then let's take a look at some sets. We've got the Spider-Man and Green Goblin Origins. This one retail for $30, value of $450. That is wild. I mean, this is an old set, so that's probably why, 2003. And then we got another 2003 set for the Spider-Man vs. the Green Goblin, the Final Showdown, retail for $50, value of $593. If you bought these sets, man, that is a grand slam right there. And yeah, we just got a few other sets. This one, $15 here. This Green Goblin set retail for $6.99, got a value of $162. That is wild. So overall, pretty shocking at these sets that contain the Green Goblin. They have done very, very, very well. So this construction figure that we have, it has 471 pieces with the price per piece of 7 cents. It's really shocking that they're going that low. Typically it's around 9 and 10 cents, but at retail price of $34.99, they just can't they can't pull off these types of sets for the $40 and $50 range. That would just be absurd. It's pretty absurd that it's $34.99, honestly. This should be like a $24 set, maybe a $20 set. $34, I think, just is a major ripoff. And LEGO has a history of raising their prices insanely nowadays, and I think it's to make up because sets are not selling like they used to, and they want to keep their massive profits. So let's take a look at some other construction figures or buildable figures, the movable figures, whatever you want to call them, to kind of see how they've done in the past. So we'll take a look at some Star Wars figures. Now, initially out the gate, if these came out, or I want to say if I was investing in 2018, yeah, I probably would have bought a ton of these, even though I wish I could say I would have avoided the duds, but honestly, I probably would have bought them all. I would have bought the good ones, obviously the most popular, Darth Vader and Boba Fett, but there's no doubt in my mind, I would have been the ones that bought like Rey and just the terrible sets like Jin Urso. I would have bought those, no doubt in my mind, I admit it. But I want to say the Star Wars figures, some of the buildable Star Wars sets have done really, really well. Like Darth Vader, retail for 40, value of 125. Boba Fett, retail for 30, value of 92. Darth Maul, retail for 30, value of 78. And those are the popular ones. Obviously, this Han Solo, that's not the traditional one. It's from the movie. Retail for 25, value of 26. Absolutely terrible. And then we've got Chewbacca here, $34, value of 56. I think this Chewie is just absolutely horrible. And then we've got the Stormtrooper Commander, retail for 25, value of 66. The Elite TIE Fighter Pilot, retail for 20, which is a solid price, value for 38. I totally would have thought this one would have done very, very well. And then we got the Guard, 25, value of 44. So it's all over the place. Obviously, the main core characters are doing very, very well. And then the other characters, they just do terrible. Like Poe, like retail for 25, value of 33. So these are Star Wars sets that are, even the bad ones, I want to say I'm shocked at the price of the bad ones because I would expect them to do a lot worse. But when it comes to the Marvel sets, they are just absolutely terrible. For example, if we take a look at the Iron Man figure, the Age of Ultron Iron Man figure, retailed for $39.99, which is absolutely insane. It's got a value of 36. Iron Man is an extremely popular character. One of the most popular Marvel characters ever. And this set is retired and has a value of $36, so you lost money with this set. You actually lost huge because, so I sell locally. There's no way I would be able to sell these buildable figures near me. I would have to sell online. So if you're selling online and it's got a value of $36, you have to deduct more because you're going to add fees and shipping onto that. So you lost pretty big with these figures. Now, obviously, it has only been retired a year. But this set did not sell near me. There were just tons of inventory. Any buildable figure in my Walmart and Target, anywhere I go, they are insanely stocked at all times. And the only time they sell is when they go on a massive, massive clearance. And even when they go on a clearance, I do not invest in them. I think they are bad investments, and I think the risk is too big that you're going to lose a ton of money. So I'd love to hear if you have been investing in these sets. Have you done well? Or do you think this set maybe in 5 years will actually turn into maybe a $20 or $30 profit? Please comment down below. I would love to hear it. All the other investors would love to hear it too. And then another set that has done bad, which is still available, is not retired, is the Ant-Man construction figure. This set just always in stock at all times. And the market price of it being $29, I think that's not accurate on brick economies. I think it's worth a lot less. Now let's take a look at some other sets that are kind of out. We got the Captain America construction figure, which again looks really, really funny. All the figures just have horrible heads and they just do not work. Then we've got Wolverine. Come on. Wolverine is so awesome. It just looks so funny. The arms, everything about it just doesn't work for me. And really quick, let's take a look at how one of the construction sets or buildable figures, specifically the Boba Fett figure, item number 75533, how that's doing on eBay. And let's see, we've got less than 84 here, 80 here, less than 64. Oh, minor box damage, so that explains that one. And then we've got this one isn't new. This one's 60. So kind of all over the place. Some for 75, 80, some for 60. So brick economies it's in the range. And I think Boba Fett is a strong character, so I can definitely see why this one would sell. But I do not see the Green Goblin pulling in those kinds of numbers. I just don't think there's a market for these figures. I don't think there's a market for the Green Goblin. I could see where if people bought the Star Wars sets that they would try to maybe line them up and collect them all, but I don't see that happening with any of the Marvel figures at all. So I personally believe that these types of sets, especially the Green Goblin, is a bad investment, and you will probably end up losing money. So comment your thoughts down below, whether you think this is a money maker or if I'm just being a little too critical here. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. It definitely helps the channel and it helps the community. But as always, please do your own research, have some fun, make some money. Video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Do your own research before making any financial investments.